Psychology is concerned with the basic question, how do people learn? The curriculum specialist, however, asks, how does psychology contribute to curriculum? Psychology has provided various kinds of answers for the understanding of the teaching-learning process. As long as teaching and learning are important considerations for curriculum, psychology will be important as well. Teaching and learning are interrelated, and psychology cements the relationship. It provides the theories and principles that influence student teacher behavior within the context of curriculum. For John Dewey, psychology was the basis for understanding how the individual learner interacts with persons and objects in the environment, and the quality of interactions determine the amount and type of learning. Ralph Tyler considered psychology to be a screen for determining what our objectives are and how our learning takes place. In short, psychology is the unifying element of the learning process. It forms the basis for the methods, materials, and activities of learning, and it subsequently serves as the inputs for many curricular decisions. There are three major theories of learning that include behaviorist theories, which deal with various aspects of stimulus response and reinforcement scheme, cognitivist theories, which view the learner in relationship with the total environment, and the humanist psychology, which emphasizes attitudes and feelings, the affective domain of learning. Behaviorism is the first school of psychology, which studied the nature of learning. Behaviorists emphasize conditioning behavior by changing the environment to elicit selected responses from the learner. This theory was predominant in the first half of the 20th century and has regained currency with the advent of individualized education. Broadly, the behaviorists advocate that behavior is likely to be influenced by the conditions under which learning takes place. Attitude and abilities of learners can change or improve over time through proper stimuli. Learning experiences can be designed and controlled to create desired learning, and selective reinforcement is actually essential. We can see that behaviorism has a major impact on education. Educators who are behaviorists and in charge of curricula use many principles of behaviorism to guide the creation of the new program. Contrary to behaviorists, the cognitive school of thought believes that learning is cognitive in nature. It explains the phenomenon of human growth and development as cognitive, social, and psychological, and physical growth and development refer to changes in the structure and function of human characteristics. Piaget in 1950 describes the cognitive stages of development from birth to maturity. Piaget's cognitive stage describes learning and development as a process of maturation, which continues and it is based on previous growth. The stages follow a hierarchical order, and the attainment in each stage varies depending on the hereditary and environmental factors. However, the sequence of development, as propounded by Piaget, remains the same for all individuals. Piaget's learning theories form the basis of curriculum principles propounded by Tyler, Taba, and Brunner. In fact, Tyler 1962 propounds three methods of organizing learning which were based on Piaget's theory of cognitive development. These three methods include continuity. So in continuity, skills and concepts in the curriculum should have vertical recurrence, which enable the learner to practice those concepts. The second is sequence. It is the understanding of concepts should be in a sequence such as that each successive experience builds on the preceding one. And the last, of course, is the integration. Curricular experiences should be horizontally interrelated and should be unified in relation to other elements. Concepts in a particular subject should not be an isolation to concepts in another subject. Taba, on the other hand, reviews Piaget's four stages of cognitive development and analyze their implications for intelligence and mental development. Complex concepts and subject matter should be transformed into mental operations appropriate to the learner's developmental stage. Taba also take into considerations Piaget's cognitive process of assimilation, accommodation, and equilibration. Taba's curricular experiences are compatible with existing experiences. The concept should be organized so as to move from concrete principles and classifying new relationship or equilibration. On the other hand, Brunner's structure of knowledge is based on Piaget's concept of assimilation and accommodation. Brunner's process of learning is actually similar to Piaget's cognitive process. These include acquisition, getting new information, which mainly correspond to assimilation. The information acquired may be new or may replace previous information or merely qualify it. The next is transformation. It is the individual's capacity to process new information. It corresponds to accommodation. And the last is evaluation. It determines the extent to which the information has been processed appropriately enough to deal with a problem. It corresponds to equilibration. It is important for teachers and curriculum specialists to determine the appropriate emphasis to be given to a particular Piagetian stage of development and taking the process into consideration. This is particularly critical for school teachers. It is during this stage of schooling that children move from the second to the third and fourth stages of development. Meanwhile, in humanistic psychology, it is actually not considered as a school or wing of psychology by the traditional psychologists. Nonetheless, a number of observers have viewed humanist thinking as a third force learning theory. After behaviorism and cognitive development, humanist psychologists emphasize that the way we look at ourselves is basis for understanding our behavior. Our action and learning are determined by our concept of ourselves. Their ideas are rooted in early field theories and field ground ideas. These theories view the total organism in relation to the environment and the personal meaning constructed in a given situation. Learning is explained in terms of the wholeness of the problem. Human beings do not respond to isolated stimuli, but to an organization of pattern stimuli. Maslow's theory. Maslow is a humanist, has developed a hierarchy of human needs. That are arranged hierarchically in order of importance. Like, for example, psychological needs, which is necessary to maintain life, such as the need of food, water, and oxygen. Then followed by safety needs. It is the needs to protect oneself or avoid danger. Next hierarchy, the next stage is love and belongingness needs, to having a relationship with people and to have a place in the society. The next in the hierarchy is the esteem needs, needs to be recognized as a worthwhile person, then followed by self-actualization needs, to develop into a best person in accordance with one's fullest potential. These needs have definite implications for teaching and learning. For example, if a child's basic needs of love and belongingness are not fulfilled, it will not be interested in acquiring knowledge of the world. Maslow's theory has implications for classroom teaching, and these are based to some extent on the ideas of other psychologists who gave importance to human emotions. Maslow is the pioneer of humanistic psychology, considering the experience of a child that include fundamental to learning, emphasizing human qualities like creativity and values, and giving importance to the dignity and work of the individual, and focus on the psychological development and human potential of learners. Humanistic learning may enhance the mental health of learners, harmonize personal feeling among students and teachers, and improve various aspects of human awareness among students.